I once had a little respect for the man, but this here kicking a man deeper under the bridge. You know, we already ain't got nothing, but he just kicking us deeper into the dirt. All because we got a tent up on somebody's property, federal or state, somebody's property, and ain't nobody handing out no signature, nobody putting their signature on nothing. They all basically going by what Trump said. That's crazy.
That's another mass movement to ship people who are.
DC has a different perspective than what is the message you're saying to DC?
I don't think there is any jurisdiction that spends the kind of resources that we spend to try to match people who are living on the street to safe and affordable housing. That is the underlying goal of this administration. It is what has driven Mayor Bowser since she came into office in 2015, and it's what drives us today. Now, there are challenges, and we try to work with those challenges, but I don't think anybody could take a fair assessment of DC and come away with any conclusion other than the district is working extremely hard on this very, very difficult problem.
Okay. Oh, okay, hold on. 1 second, guys. Sorry. Oh, I gotta put a date. Okay, go ahead.
We are planning, based on the notices we got, we are planning to close this one tomorrow morning.
So not today?
Not today. Today is the day of notice.
Okay. Thank you. Can I get your name?
Wayne Turnage.
Thank you. And position?
Deputy Mayor for Health and Human Services and the Director of the Department of Healthcare Finance.
That they forcing people to leave here and basically shelter. They saying Trump, he wanted to clean up DC as far as the homeless, so he going after the homeless, and that's messed up. It's messed up because a lot of people out here don't know where they're gonna go, don't know what they're gonna do. People had no money, no food, no nothing. But he telling people that they can't sleep there. You know, he telling people that you can't sleep nowhere in DC in a tent, that you gotta be home. You know, all this, what he don't realize brings up crime. You know, and this, he just gonna force homelessness to go out and commit crime, try to get money, try to find a place to sleep, try to get food, and try to do what they necessarily, daily activity everybody take for granted, and we can't do that. Because here it is, you got the chief of command, the commander-chief in command, or whatever it is, he's saying he don't want to see a tent on his streets. He don't want to see, yeah, it pissed me off. That pissed me off because here it is, no crime being committed, no drugs out there, no alcohol, but he telling people, I don't want to see you out here. I don't want to see your tent because he take this highway every day. Okay, take another highway, you know. He ain't doing nothing for the homeless, nothing. All this voucher, that's gonna be years. All this shelter, you can only stay in the shelter so long. And the shelter is filthy, dirty, nasty. You know, but he telling people actually living a clean, decent life, keeping the area clean, no trash, no nothing. You telling them you gotta go into basically like the gates of hell, which is the shelter. You gotta go through there and you can't sleep outside in the damn street. On the streets, you can't sleep outside in the tent on the streets. You ain't bothering nobody, you causing no problem. They don't know if it's federal land or state land.
Try not past Pastor's Wallet at all anymore.
Where do you live? Where do you stay?
Up here.
Up here?
On the side of the road.
Did they clear the tent or no?
No, they're going to tomorrow. But I'm going to clear myself. I got cut short. But I'm going to box it up, get my friend's truck over here, and we're just going to take it. And then we're going to swap me to sell it all, because I got to do stuff. They throw, rich kids throwing good stuff. But give blood, bleed for Jesus, give blood for us, okay? And this is little girls in front of God. I'm not God, He is. And save as much food and water as you can, and tell everybody where you're from.
The day-to-day, like the outreach that we all do, and then kind of move into how things have changed and all.
So in addition to our internal street outreach team, the district also contracts with 3 providers so that we have outreach coverage for the whole city. So different providers take different parts of the city, but we have year-round outreach coverage for the entire city. So the regular outreach involves making connections with our neighbors experiencing homelessness, ensuring that we assess them for eligibility of services and encourage people to come in. When people choose not to come in, we continue to make an assessment and engage them in other services, but our unhoused neighbors are very known to our outreach teams. We have a by name list, so we know who they are, we know where they stay, and for the most part we know their concerns about either coming in or not coming in, or what services they're in.
We basically have to notify them that all the encampments could be closed imminently. And so that's what we're doing now.
But what are some of the challenges that you're facing because of that truncated timeline?
Well, the challenges don't change. There's more pressure. When you're talking, these people are human beings, they're not chess pieces. And so they have lives, and their lives are being, disrupted. So we have to make sure that we do as much as we can to minimize the disruption while making sure that the objective of closing the encampment is effectively secure. Now, when you have more time to do it, it's easier, not less challenging, but it's still challenging, but you still have more time to manage it. Now you just have to move in an expedited fashion. But the fact that Rachel's team is typically at encampments year-round, that helps with the process, even when the notice of closure is truncated from 7 days to 24 hours in this case.
Has there been a notice?
So there's the expedited timeline. Is there also like more number of camps at one time? Is that pretty steady?
The NPS did not provide the details, at least to me, on the number of encampments they would be closing. We assume there would be all the sites on federal land and maybe some on district land, given the sweeping powers of the emergency order. So we are acting as if any encampment in the city is potentially subject to closure without a 7-day notice.
I don't. Did you?
Yeah. What are you expecting to happen today?
Today is notification and helping the residents organize their belongings, making sure their private papers are protected, making sure that they identify items that they want to go to storage, and then on tomorrow we will have a full team of my encampment team. We'll have DDOT to control traffic, because this is in the middle of a pretty significant thoroughfare. We don't want anybody to get hurt, and so all of those steps will be taken tomorrow.